This is the Fanbased Network. This week, Justice League versus Avengers. You're listening to the Sidekick.
Christmas.
Well. Hey. Yeah.
Oh, do you want me to bring down the music?
No. Yeah, no, just keep it rolling.
Yeah, let's just keep it rolling.
Gotta keep it rolling when I talk.
No, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so this all stemmed from, what was it, the IGN board that was being frequented this week because of a competition between fictitious organizations called the Team 64 Challenge or something like that.
It was just teams.
Yeah.
Good and bad, like teams. Anywhere from Avengers, Justice League to Suicide Squad to
Golden Girls.
The Autobots.
Golden Girls were in there.
Golden Girls were on
Golden
there.
Girls for whatever reason.
Yep.
They were in there. Yeah. If you want to check it out, yeah, it's
Oh yeah, we'll post a link to this in the description too, if you guys want to check out IGN's Team 64 bracket. So in the semifinals,
Which were announced Tuesday. By the way, the finals were announced Tuesday. The final two were announced Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In the final four, strange. Is that why they were doing it? Because of the final four?
Yeah,
Probably.
I think so. Yeah.
The bracket in the final four was Avengers versus Justice League, and so the comment thread.
And on the other side was Sith Lords versus Suicide Squad.
That's an even stranger matchup. Yeah. I mean, at least JLA Avengers. You would think they would put them in opposite divisions so that they would have a chance to go up against each other in the finals, but whatever.
I wasn't aware that Sith Lords was a team.
Yeah, isn't it just always two?
Don't they kill each other?
It's kind of a weak team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the comment thread was going nuts with all the Marvel versus DC, fans going at each other, so we decided to take a look at this tournament bracket ourselves, and specifically to go at this matchup between the Justice League and the Avengers.
You know what else was interesting is, in addition to the Marvel versus DC thing, there was a lot of outcry because Avengers had beaten the X-Men.
Why?
And
Even stranger.
Why?
But here's what's weird is the X-Men people on the boards on IGN were calling out the Avengers fans as Marvel people.
What?
Not identifying themselves as Marvel people.
That is very strange.
Because it's MCU versus Fox.
Fox, yeah.
And
just
very,
X-Men
very
franchise.
odd. And it made you realize how little these people knew about actual comic books. To their credit, even though I didn't agree with most of them, except for the Justice League people who did, because there's been no Justice League movie.
Yeah. So
I mean, there was that
predominantly
superhero roast thing
fans,
they did in the 70s or 80s. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't even remember that.
Well,
Solomon Grundy, and it was very weird.
And we don't want to get. I don't want to get too much into the X-Men because we could do a whole another thing on that one.
Sure.
But in that vein, people's defense for the X-Men it either came down to Jean Grey and Professor X, and they would just mind control and blast everyone.
Right.
It always comes down to that.
As if anyone that went against those two just fell victim to that, and that was the end of it, and they ruled all of superhero.
And also because they don't know anything about comic books, and they don't know that Moondragon is an Avenger who has actually dominated mentally an entire planet.
Yeah.
And then it fell apart to Dark Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay.
But Dark Phoenix isn't technically a member of the X-Men.
Right, and you should realize that she would then take on
Yeah.
everyone, so that you can't use that because she no longer is an X-Men at that point.
That's right.
She's a force of nature.
She's a
so
D-Nex.
it just goes to show who we were dealing with. There are people that followed the movies. There are people that had a very base knowledge, a.k.a. Professor X, Jean Grey, Dark Phoenix, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
How the hell did Sith Lords and Suicide Squad end up going against each other in the semifinals?
Just like we were talking about, the team tournament was just total popularity. It was just and obviously Star Wars is hugely
Oh,
popular.
I guess so.
And Star Wars probably...
Why Suicide Squad, though?
Because they have a movie coming out.
But the buzz for the movie is so huge
on the TV
already.
shows and then the comic books, I guess.
in the Flash Arrowverse.
So you got to realize, that a lot of these people are coming in from the TV, which is cool. And I actually think the Sith Lords are going to win because they're insanely popular, and the movie Star Wars is coming out.
So it's reinvigorated that fan
I
base.
definitely think that Star Wars is going to win because if this is based on popularity, I don't see how Star Wars would lose.
That's true.
Well, what about Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie?
That is good.
I mean, that should really just put the Justice League right over the top.
Let's get back to
right.
the Justice League Avengers topic, which
that's why we're here.
Generated the most ire on both sides of the table, I guess.
There was some flame wars.
I will. I'm not going to say what my IGN username is, but I was involved in some of them.
Oh yes.
I don't think you participated.
No, I didn't.
Me
I wasn't.
And, Justin Lane did, and
but
we had some fun.
I have noticed a growing trend in a lot of comment threads on Facebook and Reddit and all those kind of sites of DC versus Marvel fans, kind of an inability to get past one fandom.
Yeah,
and admit
which
that,
is absurd.
You can like both of them.
Which is absurd. I like both of them.
All of us here do. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're Marvel men.
So we're not going to be, trashing
right.
either team here today. This is more of a, just an investigation to try to figure out which team has, better odds.
It's our take,
and not a popularity contest.
Once you see the comments, you'll understand where we're coming from. This because we like, as you know. We like to talk and go a little bit in depth about, comic book heroes and their powers and geek out about these things.
As a matter of fact, listen to the OFTF on Friday because we're going to be concluding our Magneto versus Graviton versus. Which is a classic, but we're going to do it in a different way.
Do you want to set it up, LTG?
Can I jump in real quick before you set it up and just mention that the other thing, and he's probably going to bring this up, but just in case he forgot or wasn't going to bring it up, the other thing that was really frustrating is the fans were taking the Marvel movie Avengers versus all of comicdom in the Justice League, and two, they were stuck on Superman must face either Hulk and or Thor. They did not think outside the box because, I've talked to you about this, LTG, that I would put Superman against Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Done.
So,
take her out.
So, there were a large group that were either basing it off the MCU, Avengers, or just the classic founding Avengers.
Right. Which is odd because Hulk's not really even a classic Avenger. That's a new thing.
Yeah, and
he was the villain in.
He was the founder, and then he was a villain in the third issue. I think.
And you could tell who knows their stuff because if they're including Hulk in a classic format, then they don't know what they're talking about.
Captain America was not an Avenger for a very long time. No.
But that you could see a large people were leaning towards the movies on this. And it was really strange hearing the difference. There were some people that had an idea, but most people were Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and that would defeat the Avengers. And that's where
those aren't even the two that I think.
So what we would like to do is make it clear: the Avengers versus the Justice League, meaning people who were Justice League members
at any time,
and people who were Avengers
at any time.
Not the classic, not the Trinity. Avengers, Justice League.
Which is kind of like when they did the JLA Avengers crossover, and they had, filled the ranks.
Yeah, as temporal stuff happened, they would bring in different Hal Jordan's Green Lantern was all of a sudden there as opposed to
John Stewart.
Kyle Rayner.
Yeah.
I think. I don't remember. That was the one where the villains were
it was
Kronos and
Game Master.
Why am I having so much trouble? I wanted to call him Taskmaster. So anyway.
Yeah, I think that's what.
All right. So who wants to start here?
And that's the other thing. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing when they were choosing the battle lines. It was Superman, like you said, and then Hulk, Thor, and everyone seemed to say that same thing. And that's when we were kind of
Yeah.
Did they
I had
mean
to-
Hulk
I had to
and
call you to
Thor
tell
at the same time?
One person said that Superman could take out Hulk and Thor at the same time.
Yeah, but it was still unclear.
Yeah, or
they
if it's
they were
or
just
and
like
or.
combining Hulk and Thor together, and I guess they're saying Superman can defeat either or. It doesn't matter. So that's what they're saying: Superman versus Hulk or Thor. But it's like, well, what roster are
It's
you
just it's
pulling
insane.
from?
So you said now that you want it to be I'm gonna be the
Yeah.
Marvel booster.
Yeah, I want
And
you to
P Train is going to be my distinguished competition. He's going to be the DC
They're not competing
booster.
against each other. It's just we choose PJ because he reads the most DC.
Right.
And you're a Marvelman.
I hope.
And Justin's a Marvelman too. but
Yeah.
he
Both
like-
Justins are Marvel.
I think Justin's probably the biggest DC.
As a matter of fact, I believe I see an Amazing
Knowledge
Spider-Man
base?
shirt on
Yeah,
P-Train today.
I'm wearing
You read a lot of DC
the alternate
comics.
side. Yeah, I used to.
More than we do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, if this is pulling from all the ranks, we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
All right.
I don't know, where do we want to start?
Can we get the elephant in the room out of the way since you're starting with DC? Let's go down the seven. Let's go
Okay,
down
let's go
through the
down.
seven and let's go through what you think, why you think Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, who am I forgetting?
Flash and Martian Manhunter.
Flash and Martian Manhunter. Why
Zatanna?
they are?
No, these are
the
the
big
seven.
seven.
Oh,
the seven.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So start with the big three.
yeah, the big three: the Trinity, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Out of that, I mean, I hate to sound like I'm already defeating myself, but only one of them is kind of a well-rounded overall threat in terms of power level and not having many weaknesses.
And that's Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Batman is incredibly good for your tactics, for the overall strategy involved in this fight, but he's still just a man. Superman, on the other side, is incredibly powerful, but has a multitude of weaknesses that are easily exploitable.
Put an asterisk right now on Superman. I'm just going to save that for later.
Yeah.
And I'm going to explain why.
Okay. Out of all of those members, I think it's guys like Flash and Green Lantern and even Martian Manhunter that are probably the biggest threats on the board.
Put an asterisk next to Martian Manhunter, please.
Oh, well, yes.
Thank you.
He has another weakness. But Green Lantern and...
Put an asterisk next to him, too, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll
well,
come
I
back
mean,
to these asterisks.
It's really Flash is their trump card,
Yeah.
and Aquaman.
Yeah. And again, variants, too, though, because Green Lantern, in terms of the modern day weakness on his power, the yellow impurity doesn't work anymore.
No, I know that. Right.
So...
It's doubt is
Yeah.
the big thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And again, too, if we're pulling from all the ranks, that means pretty much every Green Lantern Corps member is on the Justice League side. And
Alan
that's
Scott
a
was
big-
not.
Yeah. He'd be Justice Society.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's a big plus in the Justice League's favor.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to have an entire corps of space cops
Sure.
with power.
Well, no,
ranks.
they all have to have been members of the Justice League. So Guy
Yeah.
Gardner, John Stewart,
Kyle Rayner,
and
Jordan.
Hal Jordan.
Yeah. There's probably a couple of others who are honorary members as well, too. And yeah, so...
Kilowog.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Aquaman, too, is someone that gets slept on a lot. He doesn't just talk to fish.
No, he's super strong.
He's super strong, and
Yeah, but for Aquaman, you got Aquaman. Marvel's got Namor.
yeah, exactly.
And,
he's an Avenger.
Namor can fly.
Yeah.
That's a big advantage. Now, I'm going to jump in with the Marvel thing here. Everyone talks about Superman versus Hulk. That's the one everyone wants to see. First of all, Batman's out in the first 5 minutes. He's gone. He's done. Unless they ignore him, which would be to their detriment.
Yeah.
Now, but Batman's out in the first 5 minutes just because Hulk does a foot stomp or a hand clap
Well,
and it knocks
Batman wouldn't be in the mix with Hulk.
Right. No, I'm saying he's a collateral damage.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's obsessed with Superman versus Hulk, Superman versus Thor. Here's what I do. I'm coaching my Marvel team. I send Wonder Man after Superman.
But yeah.
Now, here's a big difference between Hulk and Superman and Wonder Man and Superman. First of all, if you break Hulk's arm, it heals instantly. Superman, if you break his arm, it does not heal instantly. He does not have that kind of healing factor. So Superman takes damage. Wonder Man doesn't bleed.
Yeah.
Wonder Man is actually immortal. He does not bleed. He is impervious, basically, to harm. He can get knocked around, but he doesn't get tired. He doesn't need to breathe. He doesn't bleed. The advantages...
Heat vision won't work.
Heat vision will not work. The advantages there are just sick. I mean, absolutely sick, especially now that... And I don't like this, what they've done with Wonder Man, but they've upped his powers where he has flight and he can do energy manipulation and mass manipulation. So he's just ridiculous right now. But if you do want to go Hulk versus Superman, the only real thing Superman has is flight.
Yeah.
That is it. Hulk is super fast. People don't realize that. It's not really delved into in the comics enough, but he is super fast or he'd never hit anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's listed in his power set that he does have super speed. Now, it's not like Superman's. But Superman's got to hit Hulk to hurt him.
Yeah.
All he's going to do is piss him off.
Yeah, that's
right?
bad.
And meanwhile, Wonder Man's beating the hell out of Superman. Or they're going toe-to-toe. I'm not going to assume Wonder Man's beating up Superman. But I have... That was my big issue with the bracket. Now, I don't even send Wonder Man. I actually would save Wonder Man for something else. Though his love of his life, Wanda Maximoff, could take out Superman very easily. Because what is one of Superman's biggest weaknesses that everyone forgets is magic. Mm-hmm. So not only can she affect probability, she actually is a trained sorceress. Mm-hmm. I think Superman is the first one they go after. I think he's gone. I think we take him out of the equation.
Yeah. Well, let's see again, too. I think this is, again, you coaching the team.
Yeah.
The biggest advantage the Avengers in this scenario have is your knowledge of comics.
Sure. Yeah, but every DC fan is like, well, Batman's going to study them in 5 minutes and know everything about them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he's a character.
Yeah.
That would be part of the narrative.
You guys don't realize this, that I am Batman.
Yeah.
So.
But, yeah. I don't know. I think they on paper overwhelm the Justice League.
Yeah. Now there's been a lot of Justice League members, but there's been more Avengers too.
Yes, and a lot of those Avengers members are just insanely Omega level powerful. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you look at the Justice League, a lot of their members are Booster Gold and Blue Beetle and Vibe and kind of quirky characters.
Now they've got Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
But now does Doctor Strange cancel out Dr. Fate? Do they cancel each other out, so to speak? That's
the thing, too, though. I think overall, the Justice League does have more magic-based characters, just on, I think, if you count Shazam.
Okay.
If you count
Shazam is really the Hulk. I mean, not the Hulk, the Thor. That would be the natural pair up there. That they kept making it Thor and Superman, but it would be Shazam.
Yeah.
And I always think of Shazam as Justice Society, not so much Justice League.
Oh,
but I know,
I
know.
He's a big Justice League member in the Grant Morrison era, I think. But yeah. Let's see.
You're having trouble arguing for your boys.
Well, I don't know why you guys made me do this. So
get used to it.
Again,
maybe Moondragon's doing this to you.
Just talking about Green Lantern.
Oh, I already did. Well, yeah, that's one of the big advantages that the Justice League has, is that pretty much every member of the Green Lantern Corps is there. And that's just the overwhelming numbers of that
with a finite power source.
Yeah.
I want to bring that up real quick.
Yeah, but it's overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people also forget, like these people who are boosting DC forget that Green Lantern can conceivably take out Superman.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter can definitely take out Superman.
Yeah.
Except, would you like to talk about his asterisk? Martian Manhunter?
Fire.
Yeah. Now, I think he's mastered that for the most part.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. The Green Lantern thing, like you were saying about the asterisks for Green Lantern, the yellow impurity doesn't exist anymore in the comics.
Oh, okay.
So the Green Lantern Corps at full power doesn't have a weakness anymore.
Okay.
They have the rings operate on will.
Yeah,
and so
doubt is the way you get to
if,
them.
Yeah, if they're not feeling confident or whatever, then that they can be shaken. But the yellow impurity is gone.
Did I tell you my solution to the Wonder Woman thing? Because she really is one of their heavy hitters. Star Fox.
Okay. Because of
Your
this
teammates,
pheromone
yeah,
control.
your teammates want to hurt me,
Yeah.
babe. Your teammates want to hurt me. You love me.
Yeah.
I'm
but
Star Fox.
what is his power to exert that against her will?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He
He can do it.
Yeah.
He's Star Fox.
Well,
I mean, yeah, but he has tried. He has failed on numerous occasions against characters that are less than Wonder Woman in terms of her, mental fortitude.
I just remember when he got his name in the comics, and they were like, "Oh, you know what? We should call you Star Fox because you're from the stars and you're a total fox."
He's. Yeah.
Meanwhile, he already had the fox emblem on his chest at that point.
He's very similar to a Justice League member. I mean, just in terms of his backstory, that I think is another wild card for the Justice League. Actually,
Orion?
Orion, and on the other side of that coin too, Mr. Miracle.
Oh, yeah.
Scott Free.
Yeah.
And then if you got Scott Free there, you've got Big Barda
Yes, you
as
do.
well. Who Big Barda and Maxima are easily, in terms of female powerhouses, bigger than anyone that the Avengers have.
I
on the
agree.
other side.
I agree.
bigger than Miss Marvel?
Yeah, bigger than her, bigger than She-Hulk.
Even
bigger
when
than,
she binaries out and goes full.
But it doesn't have to be male
Yeah.
versus male,
Yeah,
female versus
it doesn't.
female.
It doesn't. No.
Because no one's stronger than Hulk.
Yeah, Maxima is basically like a female version of Superman, essentially.
But Hulk is the strongest one there is, and that's the thing.
And I think that's the thing that kind of puts
can't kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
You're gonna have to banish him
Yeah.
or something. That's pretty much the
So
only
we got
way to do it.
a lot
Can't
of
be
this
mind controlled.
magic stuff, but
Yeah, Dr. Fate could banish him.
so we're talking about things now. You guys are coaching, but in a battle, they have to figure.
They have to
things
figure it out themselves, and that's where Batman
Now let's think.
is the
And
most
that's where
important.
Captain
But
America.
let's think
same
about-
thing.
let's
T'Challa.
That's what they did
let's
in
think
the
about
JLA Avengers
the
comic.
mind and the intelligence factor here. We got
T'Challa.
Hank Pym,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Tony Stark,
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards,
Stark. Parker.
Yeah.
Dr.
Peter
David Bruce
Parker.
Banner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's if it's the Hulk with the ability to tap into Banner's mind, whose intelligence is such that
Hank
it cannot
McCoy.
be measured by human. You're forgetting munitions expert Simon Williams Wonder Man. Once again, you sold him short.
Munitions
boy.
expert.
Well, he was an inventor like Stark,
Yeah.
and he's a fine actor.
And Hank McCoy, one of the most brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he
Minds
was.
on
He
the
was
planet.
Yep.
So
Yeah, the Justice League
that-
doesn't really have.
I
as
would
many-
say that easily outdoes Batman if that's your guy you're hanging your hat on in terms of figuring things out. Ian Stark can go toe to toe with them any day.
the
of
other
week
the other
in terms
thing
of
is
that.
too that these characters don't know who the other people are.
Right.
So
Right. That's what I'm
their
bringing it up.
knowledge.
So that's why I'm saying
how to-
it invalidates the whole Batman argument.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
my point.
Because Luther can figure all these things out.
and Luther
So
is a
people-
Justice League member as well now too. So
Which is silly.
Yeah. Reed Richards.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna have Reed Richards, then we're gonna have Susan Storm Richards,
yeah, all of
who's
them are-
incredibly powerful.
Well, she's one of the four.
No, but she has been
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Avengers.
Yeah.
If the caveat is that you can use anyone who has ever been on the team, then yeah, she's.
I mean,
there.
you can use. My God.
I just say Reed because of the Illuminati, but
No, Reed. I think
they've all
Yeah,
the Fantastic
they've all
Four members
been
have been actually. Thing was a Avenger for a while.
yeah.
no. Yeah, I remember that.
And She Thing. Remember She Thing?
Well, I'm not gonna add that.
No, I mean, when it comes to the genius inventor type
Yeah.
aspect, I think the one that we get overlook is T'Challa,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
T'Challa
No, we didn't
is
overlook him.
T'Challa has everything Batman has. I mean,
Oh,
really,
yeah, totally.
yeah.
No, Batman is not a problem in terms of this at all. We've got one or two guys that will just take him out individually.
I'm going by what people said on the boards, and there were people who seemed to think that Batman, because he recently took out the entire Justice League, which I think is some of the silliest fan baiting.
Are we
appeasing-
talking about Tower of Babel?
whatever happened like a couple months ago?
Oh, no, that's newer than I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so He took out the entire Justice League, I mean, that's just silly.
Okay, that's how easy they are then?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So your non-powered member took you all out?
Well, like I said, Punisher killed the Marvel Universe, so if we want to, bring that up, we can, but it's silly.
It's just
Howard the Duck.
the next person, if you go down the line after Batman, in terms of intellect, I think is Mr. Terrific.
Oh, I hate
over
that
there.
character.
Yeah, and he's
T
not
on
yeah,
his
yeah.
face? Oh,
Yeah.
God, I hate that character.
But, I mean, Superman is very smart. He's...
Martian Manhunter is
Superman
too.
is an advanced, comes from an advanced society, so his technology scale is...
Yeah, but he was raised in Smallville.
Yeah, but he still is considered extraordinarily bright.
I
no
think
dummy.
I think Mr. Miracle is a big, and you brought up a great one there, Mr. Miracle, which is one of my favorite characters in DC.
Yeah.
And Orion.
And John Constantine, if you think about it too, as well.
Sure.
He's also in the most recent Justice League arc. He's been a member.
Well, Phantom Stranger was offered membership and did not accept it. Otherwise, I would be very tempted to give the Justice League a huge leg up, but Phantom Stranger did not accept his membership.
Oh, we got Namor.
Got
very
Namor.
Intelligent, very highly advanced technological-wise.
Namor McKenzie, who you can see playing Gordon on Gotham. That's Namor McKenzie, right?
No.
That's Ben.
Oh, Ben McKenzie. Sorry. I get them confused all the time.
Interesting.
Because they both have feathery ankles. Who else you got? You got. I mean, you've got just so many.
Well, I mean, if everyone...
Got Wendell Vaughn.
We're just assuming, but if everyone's hanging their hat on Batman being your top strategist...
No.
That's what I'm saying.
If you want to hang your hat on anyone, you hang it on Flash, because Flash can just reset the battle to the beginning.
In terms of strategy,
a
guy who's, given time, he's going to think out a battle plan. If we go off what everyone was saying, well, they got Batman, whichever is their lean back.
Yeah.
Obviously,
if they have a protocol worked out, though,
that.
you could have Flash travel after they've lost, travel back and give Batman the intel that he needs.
Unless he's dead.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming Flash survives so that he can travel back in time to tell Batman.
Who do you put up against Flash? Once again, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Because making someone trip is about what she does to act with just easily. And she's used to, not at Flash's speed, but she's used to dealing with somebody who moves very fast.
Yeah.
With her brother.
Yeah, her brother is
nowhere near as fast.
As fast. And he's not an avatar of momentum itself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We were joking, too, that she could just say no more Speed Force.
Yeah.
But then that would probably kill every living thing in existence.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about you need a guy who's a battle tactician who's going to strip you down, Captain America can combat him just as easily with his strategy and his game planning. You probably won't like this, but Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
Strategically.
I have no issue with that. I love Wolverine. My issue with Wolverine is the same issue I have with people with Batman. They think Wolverine can beat anybody. He can't beat
So what
anybody.
happens when Wolverine and Batman face off?
They did. They were doing those live action recreation verses, and they did Batman versus Wolverine, and Batman electrocutes Wolverine and thinks he's killed him, and then Wolverine just pops up and sticks him, and it was over.
Yeah. Again, if Batman took the time to realize that Wolverine has a metal skeleton, then he probably beat him pretty easily. But I'm saying too,
I don't think so.
If they have Flash, they have a 1-2 punch that can actually know the events before they've happened.
Okay,
right.
Let's go back to that what you just said, because this is important. Because someone brought this up.
Anyone with magic can do that.
You give Batman the time to figure out, but if you give Wolverine the time to scout back and find out what Batman is, that he's extremely crafty, that
I don't think there's really much you can do about that.
Well, he might say take him out first.
Yeah.
But he's Wolverine. He's one of the the best hunters. Around. He can't hide.
By
saying you give Captain America time to strategize.
Yeah. I think the argument is that if you give Batman the time to strategize, he's better than anyone else at doing that.
Sure. which doesn't make sense.
I don't agree.
I don't understand why that has just been sort of written in.
You give Batman 2 weeks,
but that narrative wise, that is
Batman is a great detective.
You give Batman 2 weeks, and you give Tony Stark 2 weeks. I mean, you let them go at each other.
Yeah, I think the argument is that Batman wins that fight.
Yeah, but that's just
preparation.
I don't see.
Yeah, but that to me has always just been people saying, "Well, it's Batman, so that's why."
Yeah, but that's because he's exhibited that in a multitude of stories to this point.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Let's see him come up with Hulkbuster armor.
I mean, he did it. He did it against Superman in Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, it's true. He did.
No,
I don't know. It's silly.
No, he didn't lose. He did lose, but he lost on purpose.
And he cheated, you know.
yeah. But that's what this is. That's what this
and of
exercise
course,
is.
you're also forgetting Spider-Man. Everyone forgets Spider-Man.
I'm not forgetting him.
I mean, just an amazing.
He's
a genius.
Probably the best group fighter.
Actually, Spider-Man would be the person you'd actually have deal with Flash because of the spider sense.
Yeah.
How?
But
even though if he gets the sense, would it be way too late?
Spider-Man's
he's been caught off guard before.
But he's not as fast as Flash.
No, I know.
He's been caught off guard before, though.
Right.
Like things that he it's coming,
no,
but
he
can't get out of the way.
No, but that's not my point. My point is, Flash hits him once. You don't put Spider-Man down by hitting him once if you're Flash.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Flash hits him 100 times.
No. But my point is, Spider-Man, Flash. If Flash is going to stand there, hitting him, Spider-Man is going to get away.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. People don't realize Spider-Man is incredibly physically durable and strong.
Oh yeah,
of course.
My point is now Peter Parker sticks in.
Yeah.
And he traps Flash somehow. You know what I mean? That's my point is,
what I never understand about Flash and the way they picture him
is why he ever loses.
Yeah, he can hit you 100 times in a millisecond.
Yeah,
like he did it on the Flash Arrow crossover on TV to Oliver, and Oliver just seemed fine after like a flurry of Flash punches. It's like
especially
that should not,
because comics writers don't seem to understand the physics of punching because no comic writer has been in a fight in his life, and the fact is that the strength of a punch comes from speed.
Yeah,
Flash should technically be able to lay out Kal-El.
Like the biggest, heaviest hitters in the DC universe.
He should be able to lay out Superman.
1 inch punch or 1 second punch.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
The amount of force that would be generated.
Now we want to talk about battle strategy, like people with battle, like Wonder Woman obviously is a warrior.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I'm going to counter that with Thor.
Because Thor has centuries of battle. He is like
so does Wonder Woman.
Centuries?
And let's not forget Hercules.
He's not older than Thor. She's not older than Thor.
No.
But
she's old. Right? She's supposed to be about 100 years old, 200 years old.
I don't know actually. She's she is a
Thor's
younger Amazon.
Yeah. I mean Hercules, Thor, Ares. Mm-hmm. There's some pretty serious people there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of those characters are also over in the DC universe.
Yeah, but they're not on the Justice League.
Yeah.
We're talking about Cersei.
Cersei is a big deal. Was Icarus ever a member of the Avengers?
No.
From the Eternals? Was Makari? Oh, well, there's your guy. If Makari was ever an Avenger, forget it, because he's as fast as the Flash. I didn't even think of that. Oh, that's saucy. Saucy Makari. You know who Makari is? He's one of the Eternals.
I don't remember.
He's the god Mercury, basically.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, well.
So, yeah.
And then there's, like, on Justice League, like, who's the nuclear guy with all the energy?
Firestorm?
Him, and who's the other guy that wears, like, the white? Captain Atom.
Captain
Atom is a good matchup for Wonder Man again.
Yeah. But then again, you got guys like Hyperion on.
Yeah, Sentry.
And then Sentry, who has the power of how many suns?
Again, Sentry is
102.
Like he's like the Dark Phoenix situation too, where like you can get him to become a villain. Actually.
Yeah.
I don't like using Sentry, by the way, but
I don't like the character, but yeah.
Yeah, he's a strange.
I mean,
kind of. He's more of a like in joke to me than anything else.
But he's there, and they used him in World War Hulk, and you know, I don't know. It's just my point is that
I think it comes.
It's not as cut and dry as these people made it seem.
No, I think on paper, the Avengers have more
overwhelming odds.
Just people down the lineup, like in like C string and D string that are just
More
insanely
powerhouses.
powerful.
Dr. Druid.
Yeah, whereas if you look at the Justice League, you get further and further down the ranks, and the characters start to become jokey characters or characters that are just imitations of other superheroes, like Steel and stuff like that. So yeah, on
Cyborg.
Well, Cyborg's a
serious
character.
Yeah.
He's not really an imitation of anything.
No, I mean
either.
I'm just
putting
him into battle.
He's the guy who has replaced. Who did he replace on the 7? Was it Martian Manhunter?
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
New 52.
Yeah, Martian
Justice
Manhunter's
League.
not in the. Yeah.
That'd be a good fight for Iron Man too.
Well, the problem with Cyborg is when he runs in a circle because he has one metal leg and one. So yeah, I don't know. What I would like to do is I'd like people to comment. I'd like people to say what they think. I'd like people to get angry and incensed by what we're saying.
Sure.
I mean, it really comes down to put any one of your characters, except for maybe Fate. Put anyone, or Constantine, put any one of your characters up against Hulk, and I think Hulk wins. Any one character.
Yeah.
And of course, in this battle, we're taking away the sun, because why is it fair to have the sun so Superman can participate?
Yeah, we're taking away
Hulk doesn't need the sun to participate.
Well, no, in all honesty, Strange could teleport everybody to
But that's
realm
my
with-
point. Is we have to have the sun here so Superman.
Yeah, but
can
then
participate.
Vision loses his
You
power
see what
too.
I'm saying?
Vision runs on solar.
But that
energy.
just entirely depends upon where the fight takes place.
That's
Right.
what. But that's
Or
what I mean.
manipulation of, like, if you just red sun radiation, like that. Captain Atom has used that against Superman.
Yep.
From time to time.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to do anything with the sun. You can reverse.
I mean,
the
honestly,
little aura, like Superman's powers work around an aura that like is permeating his skin and is basically like a top layer
right
above his
Stark
skin.
could scan him and
figure
figure out
out
the
the way to-
wavelength
yeah.
and blast him with something
Same,
opposite. The other thing is Hulk can draw radiation from you for more power.
Leeching.
So he could leach Superman's
And Wonder
power.
Man too.
Yes.
Yeah.
as
And
well,
Thor
yeah.
with Mjolnir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Majorjolner.
Yeah, I think Superman as an argument piece is the wrong track to go.
I think
on.
Flash is their trump card.
And that's what I'm saying on the boards. That was their heavy hitter. It was like Superman do this. Superman will
Superman
be
has
involved,
too
no
many
contest.
weaknesses.
Yeah.
He's,
They didn't think about it.
And then
Yeah.
Batman was their other one, and I just think that's laughable.
And then you want to keep going. Well, okay, Scarlet Witch goes crazy. No more Kryptonians.
Yeah.
But that's also that kind of
No more
I know. I'm just saying.
Well, no, she could just say
Yeah.
no more Justice League.
Yeah, exactly. No more comic books.
Yeah.
And if it really gets scary, Reed Richards goes, you know what? Screw this.
Ultimate Nullifier.
Adios.
Adios, dudes.
Take that, Superman.
Yeah. Johnny,
if you wanna
Johnny
be-
Storm goes Nova Blast.
If you want to be Batman, just mind control Bane.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah. Batman, who I believe lost to Kite Man at one point in his career.
And Balloon Man. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I didn't lose to him.
No. Never got a chance to face him. Because Gordon took care of him. Balloon Man.
Oh yeah,
Balloon Man.
The worst villain ever.
So we thought we'd have fun with that. If you probably, people may disagree, may agree. Like
we didn't even touch two of the like best matchups either.
I'll touch them.
Well, not really.
What are they?
They're actually the Green Arrow, Hawkeye.
Oh, that's a dead
That's a dead heat.
Yeah.
And then Red Tornado, Vision.
That's a great one. Now, Red Tornado is an elemental force.
Yeah.
I think he actually takes Vision. I really
takes
do.
him?
Yeah, I think he
But
does.
have you been reading?
I know Vision's
stuff?
different now
Yeah, I
because
haven't-
it's...
I haven't
with all
seen
his
the new stuff.
nanites that
Well,
he
it's
can
'cause it's
create,
not
like-
Vision. It's
the
not
Marvel,
Vision.
Is it going to be more the Marvel Cinematic?
No, it's not
No.
Vision. It's because in the comics, it's
Oh,
a
it's
new
Extremis
Vision body. No, listen. It's one of the Kang's suits was made into a new Vision.
That was during the Young Avengers.
Yeah,
arc.
so that's why he's got the nanite cloud and he can shapeshift now.
It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm saying but Red Tornado is an actual avatar, an elemental avatar. So is Firestorm,
Yeah, but how is he going to deal with his phasing?
which is why
Or
Crystal,
intangibility.
done. She was an Avenger. Crystal, who's in control of the elements. Crystal of the
Crystal.
Inhumans. Done.
You could.
I think she's going to be popping up soon, maybe. In the
I'll be
Marvel
How
popping
does
Cinematic
he
She
deal
pops
with
up.
his intangibility?
What?
How does he deal with his intangibility?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to ask them when they fight.
Science.
Yeah, science and nature.
There's another guy that can beat Flash. He just
Who? Oh, yeah.
How about if they all just converge against each other, and then it's like there really isn't time to study? So many people would be dropping like flies right out of the first initial salvo. Like, how many people would be surviving Superman's massive hits?
My
Hulk's
point,
massive hits,
what I
Thor's
think it
massive
comes
hits?
down to that everybody failed, and then we got to wrap this up. But what I think it comes down to that everybody failed to acknowledge is that if you're gonna kind of watch the battlefield after a couple of moments ago, that guy's calling the shots, that guy's calling the shots, and that guy's calling the shots. With the Justice League has to take out like 10 different dudes, whereas the Avengers have to take out 3. Yeah. Like you got to take out Mr. Terrific. Oh dear God. Batman.
Well, that's the thing. They'd have to safeguard
Martian Manhunter.
They'd have to put Batman in a position where they have to safeguard him.
But my point is,
I don't think Batman would even be hanging around. He'd probably be.
But he'd run.
He'd run, and
that's why
That's
I
what
like
I'm saying.
Batman.
His
And
thing
everyone
is
thinks I don't like
it's
Batman.
just
I
spontaneity. It just
love.
happens.
I love Batman. But that's the thing. That's what Batman would do. Is he would slink away and observe.
And he would observe.
Yeah.
That's
why
he'd come up with he'd come up with protocols.
One of the best. One of the best episodes. One of the best episodes of Justice League Unlimited was the one where Flash is getting the museum dedicated to him, and Mirror Master and the Trickster and who else and Boomerang all decide to take him out, and they attack at the museum opening, and they've got Orion with them, and Orion gets taken out by Captain Cold and all this other stuff, and Batman fires a flare. Flash ends up in the mirror dimension. And Batman fires a flare at Mirror Master, and Mirror Master's like, "You missed," and he's like, "Did I?" And it alerts Flash on how to get out, and that's why Batman's awesome. Yeah. That was the kind of stuff. That was the best writing of Batman.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
You know, as opposed
and Kevin
to
Conroy is just a beast.
Yeah, as opposed to I just watched Batman Begins, which is my favorite of those movies, but I just watched it, and he's way too aggro. So I'm a little too aggro, but.
So as we end out here, Justin, to lead us out, but some honorable mentions really quick. We've missed a lot, but some honorable mentions. Black Widow, we didn't bring her up. Would she be a factor at all?
No, she's knocked out right away.
Just like that?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And
so are Hawkeye and Green Arrow. Yeah, they're also knocked senseless very quickly.
We didn't really talk a lot about
Quasar.
Quasar, Wendell Vaughn, very powerful. He fights Green Lantern.
We didn't really talk a lot about Zatanna, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold.
There's no point.
There's no point.
Yeah.
Zatanna is a power.
Moon Knight versus Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
They're both kind of
very similar characters, I mean, there's a lot of characters. Metamorpho. There's a lot of great DC characters we didn't touch on that are powerful, but I think if you plumb the depths, we didn't talk about Black Knight Dane Whitman. We didn't talk about the Swordsman. We didn't talk about Moondragon. Valkyrie, yeah. Yeah, Valkyrie. Gee, I mean, we didn't talk about a lot.
There's no someone for Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Angela now, too.
Well,
oh, dear God.
Enough.
All right. Well,
dear God.
This was Justice League versus Avengers.
Yeah, it was.
This was the Sidekick on the Fanbased Network. Join us again. We'll be talking about something new next week.
Stuff.
And things. Mostly stuff.